How to record income and expenses for a small business. So this is fairly simple and intuitive, but a lot of you have not been taught basic financial literacy from an income and expense standpoint, and what's left over should be your cash flow, assets, liability, and your net worth. So let's talk about basic income and expense management. So first, let's talk why tracking all of this is just as important as revenue and really understanding your profits, your margin, and what you're actually doing inside of your company. So I always say if you can't track it, you can't control it. So you need your data. You need your data points. Number two, let's talk about where most business owners lose visibility of where they're truly at in their cash flow. And number three, how do you just simplify some financial tracking? And I have a great cash flow form I'm going to give you and talk about towards the end of our video, but you got to stay to the end to get it. So some fun facts before we get started, just some fun facts. In our world, meaning the Millionaire Maker world, numbers don't lie, they don't judge you. Numbers just guide you. They guide you on your decision making for cash flow. So how do you actually record income and expenses? And it's usually one simple system. Most business owners that we work with use QuickBooks, there's FreshBooks, there's Xero, there's several others. Here's what I would say if you're going to veer away from the Intuit brand is who's your bookkeeper and who's going to actually keep track of it. Because I used to, way back in the day, have Peachtree, I call it Peach Pit, because there was hardly any bookkeepers who knew how to use it. And then there was another financial force that came out of Salesforce, which was just an elaborate maze of spreadsheets that actually didn't tie out. And you can't actually go back all the way to the bank accounts. There's a lot of interesting tools. Use those that you have the most ability to hire somebody. So you're not having to train them on a new software. You're training them on what your business is and how to record your income, how to record your expenses. So just three core ideas. Your visibility will allow you to have the control that you need. Tracking removes any of the emotion because, again, numbers don't lie. People do. So there's no emotion in this. It's how much did you make and how much did you spend. Where it can get emotional and a little varied is depends what your CPA or bookkeeper say and how well they know the big, beautiful bill and the IRS tax code. Because our entire intent is to have you live corporate life. And if you don't know what that means, go to the show notes and grab 2 tickets to our Millionaire Intensive, where you can actually learn how to live corporate life, where your companies make the money, you get a very small payroll, and then your companies are allowed to activate the entire tax code. I'm talking officer and director benefits, research and development credits, the Augusta rule, the big beautiful bill. Everything that's inside of the tax code should be activated to your companies. You don't get a lot of deductions. Like, for example, you can't deduct this. You can't deduct your car. You can't deduct the home office because you don't even have a home office. So our entire intent, whether you're employed or not, is that you start living corporate life by being an entrepreneur and then growing into being a wealth builder. So let's talk about some of the tracking. Why tracking matters more than revenue, or I'd say as much as revenue, is because your numbers are revealed. Again, your numbers don't lie. How much did you make? Recorded in income. And income, do it by SKUs, meaning every line item is something different. We just don't record our monthly income. For example, we have 6 best-selling books in a game. Every one of them has a different SKU. So we know how many Millionaire Makers sold, how many of the Cash Machines sold, how many of the Wealth Cycles sold, how many games sold. So you can actually track where your revenue comes from. Sometimes I get clients, like I just got a chiropractic client. It's been a couple of years. So instead of having a different SKU for all the supplements, there was just one line item product. And so they had no idea how to manage inventory, how to control inventory, how to do any ordering. You want to break it down as detailed as you can and thoroughly by line item, not blend line items. And a lot of times I've seen this with people who have Shopify stores. They'll just, say all the mugs we sold or all the t-shirts we sold. You want to know every one of them so you don't ever order the inventory of what's not selling through. The reason that you want your income and your expenses recorded properly is for cash flow. And you want to manage cash flow very, very diligently by how much you're making. And our system will teach you to set up tracking your income every day, all day, and then pay your bills once a week, not twice a month. So that way, every week, by the end of the week, whether you do it on a Wednesday, whether you do it on Friday, you know exactly where you are. You know the money that needs to go out for any of the expenses. You know those that could be delayed. If you have a short month where your income's just not coming in the way you thought, then you can actually move those expenses around. So be mindful of how much you put on auto pay, because you're going to have to unwind that if you're trying to manage cash flow and you're off on income and sales for that month. Where business owners lose visibility is that you're commingling your funds, you're commingling bank accounts, commingling credit cards. That's usually most of it. And then worse, you're not actually reconciling your bank accounts. You're relying on the bank to do it, which there's many banks that have been caught by not reconciling right, putting money in the wrong accounts, taking money out of the wrong accounts. So you need to have a reconciliation of your bank account, every credit card statement, and all the way down. And again, QuickBooks in one system can help you handle it. Before I wrap up the video and education for today, I want you to subscribe to my channel. I want you to click that notification link. Be here 5 days a week. Why not? What else are you doing? Stop binging Netflix, Hulu, all the other channels. Get on some education. I'm asking for 5 to 10 minutes, sometimes 15 minutes, but for the most part, we stay within a 5 to 10 minute rule. I want you to also give this to your kids early, especially this kind of a video. Have your kids start understanding entrepreneurialism. How could they make money on their own? 3, 4, 5 years old, my kids were making their own money, whether it was a little smoothie business, whether it was a little art thing, whatever they were doing, but have them think about they could make their own money and then teach them and learn to spend their own money. The earlier you do this, the better it's going to be through their entire life. Most of you that are watching this video, you're probably in your 40s, 50s, 60s, and you've been doing it interestingly. Say wrong, just interesting, most of your life. Last thing I want to talk about recording your income and expenses for a small business is, again, how to simplify it. So I'm going to give you a blank cash flow form. It is a monthly form. It's a spreadsheet, so you can look at the formulations. You can modify it if you want. You can pull your bank account records, any outstanding checks, any credit cards coming in or other payment processors coming in, so you know exactly what's coming in, what's going out. And then by the week, it has every expense lined out, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, of what has to be paid. So you know what's coming in, you know what you need to make sure that all these bills are paid, and the rest is your cash flow. And again, I would not take that out in a distribution. That's just another taxable event. So I'm going to give you a link called iFlip to all additional cash that is in your operating accounts. It's great to start a reserve account that you can use for capital, you can use for inventory, you can use for growth, whatever you need in your companies, but pull it out of that core operating company, because what I find with most business owners that lack discipline, always short cash flow because you're not managing it. So grab that in the link. And please, if you have any questions, go to askloral.com, ASKLORAL. I have a huge bookkeeping and tax team that would love to help you. Call our office if you would like a one-on-one consultation about how we could get you set on all of these systems that we're talking about. So go to Ask Loral if you have any questions, ASKLORAL, ask a question, make a request. We'll be back tomorrow.